My article is about the machine learning tool, which is the automated machine learning, actually the survey of the AutoML. And before I talk about the details of my uh, paper, I would like to um, tell 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 you the the details of or some concepts, basic concepts, and in that way you can understand me more easily. So, uh, in terms of AutoML, there are three parts to consist of AutoML. The first is search space. Search space, which means that the way architecture can be represented in principle, it just gives us the ingredients um, to to make up the AutoML or the architecture. And the second part is the search strategy. The search strategy tells how to explore the search space, and it will also call the search strategy controller. And the third part is performance estimation strategy, which refers to the process of estimating the performance of generated model. And as we can see, the search strategy can generate the architecture, and the performance estimate strategy get the can get the performance estimate of the model and give the feedback to the search strategy. And those two parts just iteratively update themselves, and finally we can get the model that generated automatically. And um, usually there are two types of neural network structure. The first is chain structure, like this. This is just like a chain, the inputs, the um, hidden layer, and the final output layer. This is the chain structure. Is the cell structure, and as we can see that this is the cell. This is the first kind of cell, and this is the second, and we just put them together to generate the whole architecture, and this is the second type. And also the search strategy. The search strategy AutoML draws on many disciplines of machine learning. So how to choose a proper method is an interesting problem. But in my paper, I will just focus on those parts. First is the reinforcement learning and evolutionary algorithm, Bayesian optimization, and gradient descent. And here's the performance estimate strategy. And so we will know that in order to generate a model automatically, we have to estimate whether the model performs good or bad. So usually, we just train or evaluate the model on a whole data set, but but this way is really time consuming. So in order to estimate the model more efficiently, we can just train the model on a subset of the data or train on lower resolution images and so on. And also we can use nanomorphism and to save more time. But here I won't tell them, introduce them in details. So here is the content of my paper's introduction part. And the first part, the first move is also to establish the territory. And the first tab just tell us the background of the current technique of the machine learning, and just tell people that nowadays people try to deal with the task of big data and require large computation. And second, just give some examples of previous remarkable works, like uh, the the previous work has made great achievements in image classification, image recognition, immerse translation, and so on. And in the third sentence, it just tell us claim the centrality, um, tell us how to narrow the focus down to a specific task. And here's the move two to establish the gap. And as we can say, the first part or the first synthesis indicates the main drawbacks of previous works. And the previous works has many other problems such as time consuming, requiring lots of computational resources. And so here's the gap. The gap is that this new method, the AutoML, just can solve the problems mentioned above. And here's the second sentence function to claim the centrality to indicate the new idea to solve the above problems. And here's the how to address the gap. And this sentence provides the concrete definition of the object, which is AutoML. It tells the AutoML is the automated process of algorithm selection, of parameter tuning, iterative modeling, and model assessment. And the second sentence introduces the techniques related to AutoML, and those methods will be introduced in the following parts. And here, in this sentence, just indicate the merits of the AutoML techniques. And as we can say, the AutoML methods have been applied in many fields, including image classification, objective detection, and those fields are also being researched very clearly by a traditional network. So, um, and also in this paper also divide the AutoML or in other words, this paper will just summarize the AutoML in terms of four aspects like time consumed, a model performance, a model complexity, and a model transferability. And my work has been introduced totally, and I want to talk about the reflection of this work. And before the class, actually, I don't know. I even have no idea what the structure of a paper, because usually I just write a paper roughly or have no logic. And also, I don't know how to write the academic sentences neither. But after this class, I realized that, and I also learned that there exist many rules to write a paper great, because if we just write the paper like the usual sentences or the normal sentences, not the formal, it really not there is maybe there's no chance to be admitted by the conference or by the journal. So um, so I think it is important for us to learn the rules to write a paper, and also the structure of a paper is generally similar to each other. Like the most people just firstly write the abstract and introduction and a related word and methods, and then and write the analysis, and finally write the conclusion. And those four or five parts to consist of the to compose the paper. So um, we just can follow this structure to write the paper. And also the linguistics linguistic features can also be shared with others work, which means that usually others work have used many great linguistic features and great phrases or synthesis. So after this class, I learned to accumulate those good phrases and sentences, and which are helpful for my future work or for my future paper. So I think Um, this class has helped me a lot to improve my um, ability to write the paper, and also I'm really grateful to have this class. And thank you, and very thank and there, oh, I don't know how to say. Just I want to say thank you to the teacher and who helped me a lot. And this class is really useful and helpful and very and thank you very much.